Tokeners, welcome to the Arcade Tokens podcast. We are the Arcade Tokens. I am the anomaly, Will Ferro.
Leo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living.
I'm Patrick Cloud. Why is Cleo looking into our souls like that?
I don't like it. I was like, I don't know what Cleo is doing. I don't like what you put down. I thought you was about to do that zooming with the homies stuff and you was drunk.
Listen, you smell like loyalty. Shout out to Tony Baker.
It's deeper than that, bro.
Yo, pimping. I get all that, bro.
Is my mic hot?
Classic.
My mic hot? But we got some hot topics today. I will tell you that though. This is a GTA edition Arcade Tokens podcast. We are very avid fans of Grand Theft Auto, of course. So we couldn't help it but have a whole episode based off it. So no need to dilly-dally. We're getting into level one. Level one for today's Arcade Tokens podcast. Pat, would you like to bring us in on that one?
All right. So level one today is the best cheat codes of all time, as well as Grand Theft Auto. So, you know, I feel like there's not a lot of cheat codes nowadays. I feel like it's kind of a lost thing, like split screen. Every now and then, though, it's mainly like DLC stuff that you can buy. But back in the day, I used to have a Blockbuster book about this thick, filled with all types of cheat codes from everything from, like, you know, my favorites were always like Mortal Kombat games that gave you infinite fatality time, so you could actually do it instead of that 3-second window. You know what I mean? Obviously, Grand Theft Auto's in there, infinite guns, infinite ammo, all that kind of stuff. So let's explore the most famous video game codes of all time. Shout out to Digital Trends. Yes. This is probably the most famous one. I see this tattooed on people. The Konami code. It worked with every game on Konami, right?
I believe.
Yes, it was. Hold on. Yes, it was for sure. Contra was the biggest one that everyone knew. It was in order to get I would say almost unlimited continues, because Contra was a hard ass game back in the day. So it was kind of needed for a game like that. Apparently, it was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I didn't know that.
Number 4, Turtles in Time.
What is it?
Yeah, right there it says it. Without the code, you give 30 extra lives. I'm not sure what it does for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I know the Konami code was for Contra for sure.
This was before me. I don't even remember ever using this. Of course, it is a cool code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. Left, right.
Yeah, of course. It's known. It's known for sure.
All right, what we got next?
Ninja Turtles. It extends the number of continues from 2 to 4.
Nice.
Oh.
All right. Thanks for
Not much.
Appreciate it. I agree with that, man. Cheat codes were a big part of our childhood. You wanted to discover new ones, and if you had a book that gave you all of them, oh my God, I know exactly what Pat was talking about. My brother Kadeem has been a Game Shark, Game Genie kid his whole life, so he went the extra step. It was one thing to know the cheat codes; it's another thing to like hack the goddamn game and get what you want and go into debug mode, stuff like that. But
Game Shark. What was a Game Shark? I never knew what it was, so I never bought one.
Me either.
So a Game Shark was a pretty much game enhancer is what they sold it as. It was a game enhancer. So it would literally give you an infinite, instead of having the Konami code that gave you 30 continues or 4 continues, it would give you infinite continues. It would make you indestructible in games. You literally could not get hurt.
Yeah.
Game Sharks. Yep.
So you were buying hardware that was literally a cheat code. Okay, that's.
You were buying for the PlayStation. It was a CD, and you would put the CD in first, enable the cheats, take that CD out mid. It would tell you, okay, swap the disc now. So you'd swap the disc, and now your game would have those cheats on it.
That's pretty cool. It's like early DLC.
It was. In fact, I know we're getting off subject here, but I literally was able to play burned PS2 games because of me buying one of those things. It allowed me to hack a PS2 because I bought one of them. So,
games. I remember when that was a thing. Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Sims. Where's anybody?
I didn't get it.
I want to give an honorary mention to Cheat Planet as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cheat Code Central.
CC.
CCC.
Yeah, man.
But I didn't play The Sims, man. I wasn't no Sims person. I knew The Sims would get better eventually throughout time, and just in my opinion, that's Grand Theft Auto. So that's The Sims for me.
What was this code though?
Let's see. Rosebud.
Result.
You guys, someone wants to read that real quick or no?
$1,000 simulons, and you can continue to enter the code and watch your wealth rise rapidly. Okay, so it's money code. All right.
Okay.
The next one is definitely noteworthy. DK mode in 007. That was basically big head mode. The cheats in 007 were great. There was paintball, big head, and I think the slappers only was a cheat, was it? No,
I think slappers only was a option.
The animation of it was just always funny.
What else was in there? In that little secret menu. But yeah, the big head mode was cool. I feel like it was kind of dumb because it was easier to get headshots, but
yeah,
still funny.
Yeah, especially if you just had golden guns only, like.
And if you didn't have like one of those magazines, if you didn't have the CC thing, or if you didn't have the internet to go look up codes, like you gotta wonder who were these guys that discovered it for the first time. We talk about I think we talked about this on one of the last episodes when you all of a sudden it's like, yo, you gotta get over here, you gotta see this shit. And then you got to remember, okay, you were so excited. Like, okay, what did I do? What did I do? You're trying to run it back in your head. Like, yo, what did you do?
That's what happened? You think people like just press stuff and then got it? Or do you think like somebody in the developer said something?
I don't.
So,
bro, I don't know how.
I know. I'm sorry. I think it was that Nintendo hotline for sure. There was that hotline that was open. So, you know, you don't remember the Nintendo? I mean, someone said in the comments of our last videos when we brought this up, there was a hotline that you can call Nintendo. You can call Sega. And they would help you with the game. You can literally call the whole toll-free number. So you could call them and they would help you throughout the game. Now, is that how some of the codes got unlocked? Probably.
I mean, I would say like the thing I say would be logical for it is that developers that made it would probably put things in there, like because like you notice with movies like Easter eggs and stuff like that, everybody leaves like little Easter eggs and things. Even for like movies with set dressers, like they'll put little Easter eggs and stuff for people to see. So it's kind of the same thing with gaming. Like if you think about back in the gap, like way back, like Game Boy and stuff. Like remember Zelda? Like there's certain places you could have went in Zelda that would take you completely around the castle for you to come in. Somebody had to develop that in there. So in terms, that was kind of like the first implication of the cheat code.
That's true. All right, what's next on the list? We got the blood code from Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Yes.
Sega didn't have. It's either Sega or Super Nintendo. One of the two did not have the blood, and you could turn it on.
Super Nintendo did not have the blood. Sega absolutely did.
Yeah.
Here it is.
ABB. Okay, that's dope because Mortal Kombat without blood is like, you know,
what's the point?
That was the only, everybody was upset about that, man. You could not. Whew.
Yeah, honestly, I think I remember it being the Mortal Kombat 1, you know, because Sub-Zero, the fatality that got everyone upset was Sub-Zero's head rip.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He'd rip the person's head off with an uppercut. Yep. That's the one that started the whole problem with it. The thing about it is that if on the original one, like if you play Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat, he literally would just uppercut you and that would be the end of it. It would say fatality, but literally would just be a regular uppercut. Like nothing would happen.
Mortal Kombat don't need to be on Nintendo. That's the moral of the story.
Right. Yeah, I mean, here we are years later. Anyone out there, please, if you're gonna play Mortal Kombat 11, please do not play it on the Nintendo Switch. I beg of you. It's not worth buying it.
Does anybody play like regular games on Nintendo Switch? Like I know 2K, like NBA 2K is on Switch, but like is anybody like playing NBA 2K on Switch?
I feel like Nintendo is where people with an imagination go. So
well said, Pat.
Like Nintendo is always like, you know, Kirby's Dream Land and Mario and Yoshi and all this crazy Link and all that stuff. And then like you go to Xbox if you want to play what? NASCAR, Gran Turismo, all the regular stuff, Super Volleyball, whatever.
Facts.
Nintendo is for cartoons and ridiculousness.
Yeah.
All right, what we got up next?
Invincibility in GTA 5.
That's like the
Man.
Bronco. That's like the 2021 Ford Bronco right there.
Yep. Oh, no, that's a Jeep, right?
That's a Jeep in the game, but the Bronco built like that. GTA codes, man, were always the truth. There's an NBA player who has the unlimited ammo cheat code tattooed on the back of his arm.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty fire. I was like, that's dope.
I love the super jump cheat code that they had on here
Super
that
jump.
you can use.
Well, I think in the other list we
Yep.
have they go into like the specifics of Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay. So we'll say
What is Zelda as the name in Legend of Zelda?
So what's that do?
Oh, what is that?
What's that
An
do?
easy way to make the journey quicker when entering a name as the game's name registration, choose Zelda to begin the game at the second quest rather than the first. Sure, this will make things a little bit confusing, seeing as your goal is to rescue someone else also named Zelda. But that's a small price to pay for skipping half of the game. That's half.
I guess the second quest. Weird. I didn't know about this one. This is something I'd never even
Yeah,
known.
I had no idea. All right, let's jump over into the next one.
I was gonna actually run through these real quick.
Okay.
These are just the GTA San Andreas cheats. These are just all of them. This is literally just a list.
All right, let's
All
go.
of them.
Aggressive traffic. I put that in.
Crashers.
Immediately regretted it.
That's like the one in you guys remember the one in Grand Theft Auto 3 where you can just make all the citizens run up and fire on you, like everybody
Yes.
when they want to kill you.
Yep.
That shit's great. Cars have nitros. All traffic is junk cars. ATV quad. I don't remember that one. Beach party. Black traffic. Okay. Blow up cars. Car fly. I didn't like the cars flying. I didn't like how it played.
But yeah,
I like
mechanics
chaos
weren't
mode.
great.
Yeah. Faster cars. Faster gameplay. Fatty. Is that what that says?
That says fatty.
Yep, you can turn CJ into a fat.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Run slower, out of breath quicker, everything.
Funhouse theme. I didn't even know all this stuff. Hitman in all weapons. Is that a one-shot kill?
Essentially, like you're pretty much skilled in all weapons. Because I mean, there was actual skill ranking you can get in every weapon in San Andreas. So
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like the peak of game cheats. You could pretty much get everything. Maximum respect, maximum sex appeal. I forgot San Andreas made you do all this. Night. Oh, that's it. Pedestrian riot. That's the
Yeah.
Perfect.
cannot be disabled, by the way. Once you do it, nigga, it's over. It's like
But if you did
Apparently
too
it's a-
many, it would crash and you'd have to start your stuff all over.
I do remember the
That's
riot
funny.
stuff. Like you couldn't turn it off. You either had to finish the game like that or go all the way back. Yeah, that's.
Wait, I thought it's wait,
crazy.
I thought it stopped when you died.
it says it cannot be disabled. I mean, you probably reload the game after, but if you know, because some of these codes you can turn them on and off. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm thinking
I don't know
about the
that
one if they come after you. If they come after you and you die, it takes the cheat away.
Gotcha.
Not the riot though.
All right.
Recruit pedestrians to gang. I had no idea you can do that.
They
I
can
think the
become a part of your squad.
Yeah.
The go-tos for me was unlimited ammo, unlimited weapons, or all the weapons, and like the helicopter ones. The helicopter ones were dope, and the ones that just gave you like a super dope car. But other than that, I didn't really mess with.
Yeah. So you pretty much all this spawn thing. I remember spawning the Rhino truck all the time, or the Rhino.
Oh
tank.
hell yeah.
The tank.
Oh yeah.
The tank was cool
So,
for like 10 minutes. Then it was like nothing can kill you. Everything's blowing up when they touch you. It was just like, all right.
Well, that was
I
good.
mean, but
If you were getting chased by the cops and you were about to hit 4 to 5 stars, that's when you got the Rhino tank. Only bad part about it is if you did too much and all the cars start coming up, the Rhino tank blows up and you die.
Did you know that there was a code in Vice City where you can play as Candy? You could switch your character out.
Did not know that.
What you mean you
Did
don't
not
play
know
as
that.
candy?
That's I don't know. It's a cheat I'm looking at. And there's also the shout out to the NBA Jam cheats. The he's on fire.
On fire.
He's on fire.
Nothing like it, bro. Cheat codes literally just made the game so much more fun. I wish they would kind of make a comeback in some way.
Yeah, for real.
it's
What game
the only reason
would be
why.
dope with cheat codes? I feel like a Spider-Man would be sick like any Marvel game would definitely.
Anything like that, or Batman. I'd love to see like some cheat codes for that.
Yeah, all the Arkham ones would probably need some cheat codes because it gets a little ridiculous.
God of War. God of War would be great with cheat codes. Something to just be able to like level your weapons all the way up. You don't have to collect, and you can play the game straight with all the way powered up weapons.
So since we were just talking about this in Token Reacts when we watched the speed run of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, we have the remastered one coming out, the Tony Hawk. Do you think like they're going to go hard with the, traditionalism of what they did, like with the secret characters and the cheat codes and all that kind of stuff? Or do you think it's going to be more new age with DLC and all that stuff, online play?
I think new age with DLC, bro. I think with cheat codes and stuff like that, it gave games replay value. You know what I mean? Like if you beat the game once, all right, great. But then you hear your friend talking about, oh, did you see this? Or the cheat code. You're like, oh, shit. So you run back to it back then. But now, man, how the video game business is, drop the DLC in like 3 months after the game originally releases to get that second wave. And
That's
3 months
true.
after that, third wave of DLC. So
I respect it though, because it's not necessarily like, I love the games that have replay value, like you said, but DLC makes it so that you could literally add new things to a game that you already like, which is dope.
Yeah.
I think they might have a little bit of both, though. To be honest, I think they might have some that are like hidden for you to activate. Just like things. I think, like you said, like characters will still be like DLC stuff. But like I think they might have like some other hidden things you may be able to collect and cheat codes you can put in.
Yeah, I think they'll have a few just to. I mean, hopefully. I'm just trying to. I'm worried about that soundtrack. I'm scared which one's got the axe and which ones are.
a lot of the favorites got the axe, Pat. A lot of them, bro.
So here's my thing. I just want to bring up about the reason why cheat codes aren't there as much anymore. Obviously, a lot of things with the PC, and these PC guys, they mine these games and they find things out before anyone else it ever gets out to the public.
They data mine it.
They're able to get inside these games before anything else. You know what I mean? So they're able to see things they're not supposed to see. So as well as you're worried about the soundtrack, Pat, I promise you someone will probably put a mod out there and have the full soundtrack for both games.
I don't know how to download other people's mods though.
Me.
Okay, well I can walk you through that one. But yes,
But you know what?
Yeah.
You know what would be dope though. Before we move on, if the secret tapes in Tony Hawk played some of the ones that didn't come on there. Like imagine if it was just like, yo, for this month, if you get the secret tape, it'll play Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades better still be in there. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, Pat.
That's
All right. Let's jump into level 2.
Level 2.
A really, really fun one. Will, you want to bring us into this?
Yes, indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been over 6 years since Grand Theft Auto 5 has came out. 6 years. And still to this day, things are consistently being added to the online play. It is still as active as it's ever been across all platforms. But that age-old question people want to know, when is GTA 6 dropping? We've heard rumors that it's in development. We've heard rumors that it's going to be given to us within the next few years. And then how is it going to be? Like, is it going to, like, who are the characters? Where is it going to be? These are all some big questions, of course, when this next franchise of Grand Theft Auto is coming out. And so it's only fair that the arcade tokens discuss where we think all of these questions should be answered for Grand Theft Auto 6. So I think the best way to start off is we already know that we've seen New York, we've seen Miami, we've seen a combination of Las Vegas, San Diego, and Los Angeles with San Andreas. And then, of course, Los Santos, kind of the same thing. So pretty much all of Los Angeles this time. Mm-hmm. So where should they go next? Or should they go somewhere next?
Absolutely think so. I have 2 that I would love. I've always wanted to see a Grand Theft Auto in New Orleans. I think that would be so sick. Take it to the South. I just think that city has so much culture that it would make the map beautiful. And that's why you can't really go anywhere, because some cities are dope, but it's just like riding around, you wouldn't. It's not that many recognizable places, or just like it's not as cool visually. But I think what they got right was just picking main cities that had just like a giant amount of culture. So I think that something like New Orleans would be sort of like not the place that you would think they would go to. You know, it's sort of not the obvious one, but it's also like, how do you not play, you know, a Grand Theft Auto New Orleans and you have every type of person there. It's just, I think that would just be super dope. And then I have another one, but I'll let everybody go.
Online would be sick for New Orleans. Like, just like as much as they add things into New Orleans, like when Mardi Gras hits and they put like the celebration of Mardi Gras in the game. Oh man, the possibilities, bro. Like just floats coming down with like 3D titties and women flashing and stuff. Just woo! And you could throw beads in Grand Theft Auto.
I low key think that the Fortnite idea of having performances would work better in Grand Theft Auto. I think more people have access to it. I think it's more adult. I think it looks cooler. It's not as cartoony. So, I mean, imagine signing in to Grand Theft Auto New Orleans to go to Mardi Gras because one of your favorite artists was performing. I think that's Rockstar's next move.
Here's the only thing with that. It's going to be a little bit more difficult just based off of what you said with the whole cartoon thing. So it's very easy to render like how they did Travis Scott in Fortnite than it would be for like Travis Scott in Grand Theft Auto. It would just be like a little bit more rendering, like adding the skin.
I think that I don't think it would be anything where, because Travis Scott was like, he looked dope in Fortnite, but he looked cartoonish. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like between the graphics that they got for stuff like NBA 2K and all these people, they're scanning influencers into NBA 2K. So I don't think that it's that difficult to just, especially if they keep doing the thing where it's mainly video and it's not live, it's like recorded tapes that they're playing. So I think I would much rather sign into Grand Theft Auto.
Oh no, I agree with you. I'm just showing you like just making you aware like the obstacles that would be for that, because like the render time for that is ridiculous, because like everything they have to add to them from looking cartoonish to the way they look on Grand Theft Auto are all separate layers within themselves. But like you said, I agree. I would rather see it there than Fortnite.
So where do you guys see it going?
With a game like GTA, man, it's like GTA 5 is almost an identical map of Los Angeles. Yeah. Like I know every single one of those locations. You know, you pass by something that looks like the Beverly Center, that's the Beverly Center. You're riding down Santa Monica, that's Santa Monica. But I think it's really hard, like Pat was saying, to put it in any other city where it doesn't have recognizable feel and culture. So like, but if let's say they wanted to go worldwide with it, right? Let's say they wanted to go like, yo, we're gonna go down to Mexico, or we're gonna go to Colombia or Cuba. None of us have really seen that. We've just seen it either in media. We've seen it in other video games for sure, right, and on TV and film. But will it give that same effect of what we're used to with Grand Theft Auto?
Mexico? I think so. I think
Mexico, I think we can get away with. I don't know about Colombia and Cuba, but
you'd have to build up to that. It's you know what I mean? Like that's a whole different thing. And like we only pretty much have, like you said, certain things, like a very specific amount of media is access to us, like Colombia. Like it's drug shit. You know what I mean? Like that's really all we got. Where it's like Hollywood is this place, like as much as I'm sick of games that are in LA, because I feel like we've seen it a million times, but you got to think of how many people in the world dream of LA, you know what I mean? All the adaptations of LA through movies and you know, basically everything in entertainment around LA. And that was how I was drawn to Vice City, because that's how Miami was to me as someone who had never been to Miami. So nice. I feel like you're right. You do need that like worldwide appeal. It needs to be a place that everybody sort of wants to go and are like interested in exploring. But I feel like Mexico would be dope. I think that would be sick.
Yeah. Mexico or Japan, brother, one of the two.
Grand Theft Auto Japan?
Okay, all right.
I like it.
The character was Japanese though. If it was like that dude in Grand Theft Auto 3 that has just been like that random dude, that'd be weird. But I feel like if it was a Japanese dude in Japan, I'd play it.
Love it.
I feel like I feel like we're gonna jump into Sleeping Dogs if we do that. I never played Sleeping
That's
Dogs.
what I was just about to say. I was like,
Go ahead.
I was just about to say that was Sleeping Dogs. I'm just agreeing with you, Kadeem.
Or that Yakuza. What was that?
Yakuza.
Yakuza has like 7 games now. Yeah. So it's almost jumping to that thing, but obviously GTA is known to be more over the top. So, but go ahead, Will.
Well, Cleo gave us his 2, so then I'll give mine 2, and then like we said, Pat, just throw out yours, and then we'll discuss them. Agree completely with what the both of you said, so that's why the 2 of mine I think fit perfectly with everything y'all just mentioned. First one, of course, is Houston, Texas. Houston would be dope just because it has absolutely everything just kind of outside of Hollywood. Take out Hollywood, that's Houston and the beach. But everything else in there, like you have the openness of Katy, you have the downtown of Houston, Texas, you have the historical wards. Then you also have Galveston, which is an island, which it isn't that far away.
Yeah, Bloods and Crips.
Yep, you do have those 2 out there. You got 18th Street Mafia, MS-18 as well. Got Pasadena. You got all kind of stuff down there. Like it's a real. A lot of stuff could go down there, and then that's just that. We ain't even talking about like getting into the hip hop culture. Like imagine the car customization when you have that game, the candy paint, the soundtrack, the music, the radio. Like just there's so much there that's just been untapped. It's kind of just like Pat said with New Orleans. Those are 2 untapped potentials that you could continue adding to this franchise. And then my second one, Hawaii. Hawaii, I think, would be also a dope one to have for San Andreas, especially if you want to get into like the Samoan culture and stuff like that, because there's more to it than just the island, just the cities. There's also like we said, the culture, the ruins that they have, the jungles, the mountains, like everything is kind of there too. And then with like
popped in Hawaii, people be getting popped in Hawaii.
Yeah, people be getting popped in Hawaii.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I've seen a cop show. Of course, when Cops is on TV, I've seen them go to Hawaii a few times. Shit gets real down there. I was actually shocked. I was like, oh damn.
The Usos ain't no joke down there, bro.
That'd be tight. No, I assume the Samoans down there ain't no joke.
Samoans anywhere ain't no goddamn
joke. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
That's why I was just like, do they get popped or they just full on fight? Like, nah, we use these down here.
Yeah, man, both, man. A little bit of both. So we mentioned that well, Pat, can you mention your second one before we jump back in?
Yeah, this one is interesting because just like Houston, I feel like there's a reason why they've only picked coastal cities, because once you take away water, you kind of take away the water vehicles, which are big with Grand Theft Auto, boats and all that stuff. But I think that a super interesting one for Grand Theft Auto would be Chicago. I would love to see one in Chicago, especially with everything going on. I mean, everybody knows that Chicago does have like a lot of crime involved, just like LA and New York. So if we kind of got into the sort of like the storyline and like the depths of like stuff like Chirac and stuff, I think the Grand Theft Auto would be dope there. And I've never been, so I think it would be another city that you just get to know through a video game.
Oh yes, there's a lot of aspects of that too. So we've made our 2 cities. So I don't know if y'all would agree with me, but I think one of the biggest things that's now making this game sell outside of just the story is now the online presence that it has after it drops. So just out of the 2 cities, just like from what would y'all think like features that would be added into this online play, or just how it would go with the cities and how it would work best? Like just like, for example, I noticed like how you said with Chicago, like in some like in GTA Online, you can own businesses. So imagine running like a pizza parlor chain, but then that pizza parlor, like a Harold's, you have missions though. So you got to protect yourself, otherwise somebody gonna come attack your shit. They done burnt that stuff down, and now you got to pay to have it rebuilt. So like in those type of aspects.
For me, like I'm just now getting more into GTA Online. I played the original GTA 5. I didn't beat the game. I just fell off of it, and then I'm jumping back into that world now. But over the years, I've seen how much stuff has been added to this online. There's so much shit. Like, and it's not just like mission. Like, no, you could be doing a mission. There could be a full-blown street race going right here. There could be a guy flying over you with the jet. Like, I thought that was bullshit, but like, no, that could really be like that could be happening in your server online. So whoever the guys over at Rockstar are like, bro, they were thinking 5-10 steps ahead. So me personally, I don't have any concept or idea to throw out there that I'm pretty sure you can't do like literally right now on GTA Online.
Right.
Not but that, but yeah, I'm a lot. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I would the thing that I like about my better of the two, New Orleans, is just like the swamps there. And if you grew up in the South, especially like that environment of the South, swamps is a terrain that I might have been to in 2 times in my life, 2 or 3 times, and it's like I feel like the DLC to adding a whole bunch of like missions like specific to the swamp, because if you had a game that was New Orleans, obviously there'd be a part where you can go to, and I'm sure like the storyline would touch on the swamps a couple of times, but I think that it would be super dope to have a bunch of like DLC that was specific to the like missions just in the swamp. I would personally like to see Grand Theft Auto also kind of dive into the Hitman style of maybe like, I think they do that a couple of times in Grand Theft Auto missions where you put on like a different outfit or like a disguised outfit and kind of like sneak around. I would love to do like, more stealth things within Mardi Gras, since there's so much going on and like partying and stuff. I would love to have it so that my game actually had a Mardi Gras schedule that linked up with like real life. So it's like this weekend from Friday at this time to like Sunday at this time, there'll be Mardi Gras celebrations within the game, and you could do like specific like missions and buy certain things just within Mardi Gras. I think that'd be dope.
Big facts.
I think that would be dope too. I think out of all of them, well, I know you said you didn't have just you hadn't thought of any right now, but I know you said yours was what, Japan and Mexico, right? Cleo?
Japan and Mexico.
Okay. Yeah, I
Catch the flight,
that was kind of hard, but like I kind of like New Orleans idea, and then Texas too. But there's a lot of stuff that you could do with Texas. Like there's the whole farming aspect. Like if you wanted to be able to like to have like your own farm or your own ranch, and then like how in GTA Online they let you have like weed spots, methamphetamine spots, and you grow that stuff. So the same thing like with farming, and you're moving it. Like farming life is insane. Like don't get that shit twisted. Like you get caught. You get caught in somebody's acres and you ain't supposed to be there. It's pop. But not even just from that. Like you could even throw in like how Grand Theft Auto just threw in the casino. Like imagine if they brought back Astroworld and they put it in there, and it's like, yo, own your own theme park now. And so like to own your own theme park, you got to run missions to be able to hire staff, be able to make sure maintenance is paid, but you get paid off that because you can own the club.
Let me tell you something. If Grand Theft Auto allows me to virtually become Walt Disney, I'm in. I'm in.
I love Roller Coaster Tycoon.
That was the game, yeah.
Oh my god.
And then they got the stadium stuff too, and so like you also got like now the sports aspect involved, because like we're like Texas is known for like its sports thing. So I would figure like if they gonna anytime Rockstar decides they want to throw in sports, Texas would be the most obvious to want to go at first.
I would want my character to start off as like a lean dealer in Houston.
There you go. Create your own slab. Like create custom cars.
And they got little modes where you could like do like you were saying, like a customization and candy paint and all that stuff. That was like the dope part of Houston that we were introduced to first, at least on the West Coast. Like,
facts.
What do y'all call it? Swanging? Mm-hmm. Like that in the video game would be sick.
Yep. All of that, even like screwing your music up. Like imagine if you like gotta do a DJ set and you make you screw your music kind of like Guitar Hero and stuff, and then you gotta chop it up.
Yep. I mean, well, the more and more you talk about it, man, the more and more I'm starting to see it might be happening. Just because, what was I gonna say? San Andreas had the lowrider missions. I'm not sure if y'all remember that.
That's what I was thinking of.
You had lowrider competitions in San Andreas, so that there is that connection there. Also, I have met, of course, the whole black cowboy thing. That is a real thing.
Yep.
Those dudes really out there be lassoing up. You know what I mean? That whole thing is actually a real thing. You can push that as
Yep.
well.
And
So
then big
you're not
business
wrong.
too. Then it's like it's enormous amount of big business out there. So just like how they got like the corporation side when it comes to Los Santos and stuff like that, it's still like that out there in Houston. And you still got water because you're right at the Gulf of Mexico. So you still got water missions that you could be doing. Now you got oil involved.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do, bro. Let's see what they do. In my opinion, after it was announced that GTA would be coming over to the new consoles, the newest gens for free, I was like, oh, they're not easing up off the gas. They're just gonna keep this running.
Yeah.
So we may not see GTA 6 for some time because all they're gonna keep doing is dropping more and more and more into GTA 5, bro.
There should be a cap on DLC, low key, because like once it gets to the, it just seems like a lot. Like give me the main story and then add a few things. It's just like, yo, they did that, and then move on. You know what I mean? Once it got to the point where it's like you have enough DLC, it's like 18 games now.
Yo, because what messed it up was them creating the monster of microtransactions.
Yeah.
So then that's what created Fortnite. And then now they got to keep up with Fortnite in making this stuff rather than going to create a whole new game. Because think about it, bro, like people are paying $90 for a shark card just so you can have $8 million on the video game. And a yacht costs $7 million. And they'll blow that and then go blow their real money on a shark card.
Well, if you think about it, games were making $60 a pop for a lot of work. You know what I mean? And now you're able to build a world essentially, and have that one user or customer subscribed to that game. So now it's like it might not be like a monthly thing, or it might be a monthly thing, but you're just constantly buying off of that one project, and then you can move on to something else. It's genius and it's way more efficient, but it's like
No.
Still sucks for us.
When Fortnite figured it out and when mobile games figured it out, bro, that's when it was the change of this industry as a whole. And us as consumers of video games are at the mercy of it because what do we want to do? We want a game.
Yeah. But also, too, it keeps people with jobs because now the people that develop this game continue to get to develop it in here. Because, like, there's a whole team that's keeping these servers active, that's thinking about the next thing to be able to move. Like, when they just added snow during Christmas, like every winter, it's like winter in Los Santos. And so it's just like those little things are keeping people like employed. So it's just like, it's a bittersweet thing. But for us as gamers, like you say, it's kind of a kick in the pants.
my sister works in gaming. Shout out to Darren, and she it's funny how many DLCs she's worked on of games. Like they'll bring in a whole new team to work on a DLC of a game that never touched the original game.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like some of those go through, some of them don't. Like think about all the easy DLCs that like didn't have an approval or like just didn't go well or just like wasn't testing well with the audience. There's a lot of deals.
Stop talking about my dart like that, okay? He was almost there. He almost made it to PlayStation again. Stop talking about
How
that.
about Crash Bandicoot was almost jumped into, I think, All-Stars, but not.
Yeah, with my man Dart. Okay, let's not talk about that.
He's like, you keep being on Dart for some reason.
Well, no, Crash Bandicoot, it was too expensive, and then so I think they were just like, well, we got Dart. It only cost $17.99, and they're like,
Stop.
It was like, that's too much. I'm sorry. Contact us back when you got
Dart. He's gonna take it. He'll make a comeback eventually.
I surely hope so.
Dart racing.
That might be a real thing already. Without
Dart.
him, it's somebody completely different. He's like, I can't even use my name.
No.
Link's like, I feel your pain, buddy.
Real quick before we move on to the boss level, Kadeem, you got a city?
I do have a city. My city, actually, I know everyone was talking about it, and my city has already been used before. Probably already been used twice before in the series. But I think an improved version of New York City would be a thing to behold.
Come on, man. New York.
No, listen. We had 3, obviously, okay? We had GTA 3, it was Liberty City. We get it. And then after that, it went to Vice City, then San Andreas, and then it bounced over to 4, which was back in New York City, right? No one played 4. Can we just be honest about
Because
that?
it's
Not many people played.
trash, bro.
And that was New
Okay,
York.
I
That was
get
the
it.
New York one too. You got
Yeah.
all.
It was a New York one.
Like,
I get it, but I'm saying if they updated the graphics, made it look, because Los Santos looks amazing, right? We can all agree
got
it
the
looks
best
incredible.
New York possible from Spider-Man.
yes, we did. That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
Because
Spider-Man gave you the best New York possible, and I can't. I don't think.
down.
I don't think I could drive around New York in a game
no,
unless it's crazy shit going on.
GTA 4
I get
looked good too. It was just the storyline was
It
trash.
did look good.
It looked really
It
good.
looked okay.
The cars were
It
great.
looked okay, but
And it's
Everything
just
was
crazy
good.
because they're coming off of the success of GTA 3 and Vice City. So that
And
promo
San
and
Andreas,
that
and San
hype
Andreas.
for GTA 4 was like, whoo, skyrocket.
Yep.
And we all got our hands on it, and everyone was like, nah.
That's it.
Nico Bellic, they tried to put him in like crossover stuff, and people were like, "We don't like him."
You know what it was
Yeah,
too?
we didn't like the Russian guy. We just didn't like him.
You know what it was though? It was because it was a shitty part of New York and it never changed. Like we never got to see like Manhattan. We never got to see Harlem. We didn't really get.
Well, you are proving my point. You legit are proving my point right now by saying that if they gave us a New York City where you can go to different boroughs and actually go through Harlem, Manhattan, Brooklyn, all those different boroughs, and it being improved, I think they got a shot.
But,
I'm just saying.
But here's the thing, Kadeem.
And I'm not even a New York fan.
But Kadeem, they
Remember
did.
that. I don't even like.
But they did that, and it's called Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
you got powers in this one. You can ride the subway, eat pizza.
Hey, what they need to do, Rockstar needs to team up with DC and give us a Grand Theft Auto in Gotham.
Facts.
Oh my God.
So it's crime, but there's also like super villains.
Yep.
It's like I work with
Dealing
I
with
work
Joker
with Penguin.
goons everywhere.
Yo, that'd be hard. Like, think about it though. Like online too, you can join like clans. Be like, yo, I represent Penguin, bro. I fuck with Penguin. I live in this
Kadeem,
side.
what was the Batman shooter that was out there?
Gotham City Imposters.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Check, guys, go look at that game, Gotham City Imposters. It was a third-person shooter video. Is it third person or first person?
I think it was
That was
First-person
I could be
shooter,
wrong.
and you were either part of the Batman squad or you were part of the Joker squad,
Mhm.
and it was just a shooting
Yep.
game, bro. It was like a battle royale type game. It was dope.
Remember that? It was dope.
Wow.
It played exceptionally well than I thought it was going to. I was like, this is actually good.
Yep.
Do y'all remember a game called The Club? It was kind of just like that.
No,
Oh yeah,
The
Yeah.
Club?
It was called The Club. It was kind of just like that sense of the game, but it was just, I thought it was dope. But yeah, so we don't know what's gonna happen. We do know though, if it's in any of these cities that we just named, we know where they got it from. Per
they
usual.
watching. We know you're watching.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time to move into the boss level. This is probably the hardest boss level we've had to do. This is One's Gotta Go, GTA edition. Let me just go ahead and throw them out there now just so it can sink in. One's Gotta Go, GTA 5, GTA San Andreas, GTA Vice City.
I'll go first. Let's get 5 out of here. Get 5 outro. All right, and I will explain why.
Wow.
5 dope. Pretty much all the opportunity in the world. They really mastered how to do everything in real life in a game perfectly, and TBH, it's too damn much. It's too much. They lost what made it. And this is strictly in comparison to the other 2 games. I'm not saying why Grand Theft Auto 5 is a bad game. I just think like the other 2, even mixed in with the nostalgia, which plays a big part in my choices. The fact that I grew up with them. Vice City was, the 80s theme was so dope, and you got to experience like the drug life in Miami. Plus Grand Theft Auto became me and Jesse talk about this all the time. It became a huge sensation because in our opinion, it gave the world it gave sort of like middle America, suburbia, a simulation of playing like a black man, which is it's a huge thing in gaming. It's like, oh, consequence-free simulation of being black. So I think that the culture of those games, you remember the storyline, you remember the characters, and it was very focused. You know, you were in this huge city, you did what you had to do. There was a couple other things that you could do, and that's what you remember. Whereas 5 is so big and massive. You're switching between characters. You have I remember a few missions, but with all the DLC and all the things that you get, it's sort of lost as a game. It's just this big giant event of an experience, which I feel like would be a reason to keep it too, but that's my reason to get rid of it.
Wow. Okay. I mean, hey, you are entitled to your opinion. Cleo, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll go next.
All right, Cleo.
If I have one's got to go, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Vice City, or 5. My choice between these 3. Get San Andreas the fuck out of here. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. I did not enjoy San Andreas like everyone else. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about it. I fell in love with Vice City. That's the game that really got me into the franchise. I thought it was so dope. So everything about it, the cheat codes, the cars, the aesthetic of it being set in that time in Miami, it was dope. And then we get San Andreas, and it's supposed to be simulating like LA and street culture and gang banging. It was so cartoony to me. I was like, that's not even how this shit operate here. So I didn't take San Andreas serious at all. So
you weren't down with Grove Street?
Yeah, I can get that shit out of here, bro. Nah, couldn't do it. Couldn't rock with it.
Well.
I hated the bike too. I hated the bike in the game. Hated it. Hated that. That was so fucking stupid. What baby boy bullshit did y'all pull in here?
Turning that corner to see your little cul-de-sac was the coolest feeling after a mission. Just coming back home from a rough day of gangbanging.
Well, dang, Cleo. All right, well,
man.
That's Cleo's choice. So Cleo obviously hates black people. So
here we go. Here we go. Careful. Those words follow.
Yes, they do.
I'm about to cut that out. I'm definitely going to cut that part out. So, all right. Well, that was Cleo's choice. You are also entitled to your opinion. So.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. Well, I guess I'll give my pick. So if I had to pick between San Andreas, Vice City, and 5, get Vice City the fuck out of here, man. Get it out of here, bro. Get it out of here, man. I'm so kidding. Please bring it back. I'm so kidding. Please bring Vice City back.
Good setup.
Totally joking.
Good setup.
Totally joking. I will have to say 5 has to go. 5 has to go, and it's only for a few hundred reasons. But one big one is something that Pat said. It has become too much, and it's now basically The Sims. So it's like it's not GTA anymore. It's just like it's an updated Sims, which again, too, not to knock it. I do enjoy the game. But out of these, if it had to go, I wouldn't miss this one. Storyline wise, like he said, even with the 3 switching between them was cool, you know, and even having, you know, like one of our friends in there, shout out Slink Johnson as Lamar, the stories didn't stick to me. Like Vice City, the aesthetic of it was so dope. The Miami feel, the music, the cars. You can shoot at the moon and it gets bigger. But not only that, like, remember the rich area with all the dope big houses and stuff? Like, even just going there, you couldn't even really get in them, but just being able to go see that stuff was so cool. Like San Andreas, like something Pat mentioned, there is nothing more relaxing than coming down the freeway street, making a left and seeing that cul-de-sac, or coming from under that second bridge of that street, riding past and going into the cul-de-sac of Grove Street, walking into your house, getting you a beer, being able to sit down and watch television, going to the homie's house next door and playing basketball in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Easy E lives right next to you. The bikes, lit. I feel like everything,
Like the bikes.
yeah, like everything San Andreas had, I feel like 5 didn't take as much as it should. I felt like you could do more in San Andreas than you could do in 5, even with all the stuff they're adding now. Like, remember, you can go to Clucking Bells and eat. And if you ate too much, you threw up. And you got bigger.
A great element of that, which they lost, was the whole gaining and losing weight thing. If you ate too much, you would gain weight, and the more you ran, you could have it off. You had to go to the gym and lift weights. Like, that was dope to me. I don't know why.
That was so dope, because it was like, it was real. And it was like, yo, if you hadn't eaten in a while, you started losing weight. So it's like it forced you to interact with the city. Like, even in like the Las Vegas part, you can go gamble. You could really go play the slots and stuff. And then just like here, it's like with 5, they had a lot of stuff that you didn't have access to. Like, you almost could walk into anything in San Andreas. And that was just me. And then the story was dope. My favorite line, that's the motherfucking green saber. That's like, the story was so dope. It was like, hood niggas then turned on his homie working with the fucking police. Samuel L. Jackson is Money Penny, and it's just so much stuff going. Oh, Pennyworth or whatever. So much stuff.
10 penny. Officer 10 penny.
Officer 10 penny. You know what I'm saying? Faison Love is in there. So he done bought his mama's house.
The game's in there too.
Yeah, you messing with. Oh yeah, he was in there. Him and Bear, he had Bear in the apartment. He was like, "Nah, nigga, Bear doing good. What's going on, guys? Everybody wants to party."
You know what?
Classic.
I feel like what you just showed was like, okay, first of all, video games is a solo experience. And the dope thing about hanging out with other gamers was it's like, oh, you remember that thing? You remember that thing? You remember that thing? Oh, you remember this game? You remember this game? It's like we had solo experience that we share. The thing about Grand Theft Auto, it got so massive, people don't even have the same experience anymore. You know what I mean? Like, everything that Will is saying, people who played San Andreas, they remember those missions, they remember those specific parts. In Grand Theft Auto 5, it's like you have some people doing the alien green versus purple thing. You got some people trading stocks. You got some people doing like DLC. Like, there's so much DLC. People have completely different experiences. So if we were to in the future talk about, like, you remember Grand Theft Auto 5, 9 times out of 10, I'll be talking about stuff that you don't remember, and you'll be talking about stuff that I didn't remember, or I bought some part of the game that you didn't buy. And it's like that sense of like gamer harmony is kind of.
Some people haven't even played the story in 5. They went straight to online.
I can't do that in any game, really.
Yeah, I agreed with you on that, Pat. Like, 5, just if it had to go out of all of them, get that out of here. Take some stuff. Take a lot of stuff from San Andreas. Take a lot of stuff from Vice City. Hell, even take some things from 3. Get the good graphics from 4, and then make 6 the best Grand Theft Auto it could be.
If Rockstar for some reason was watching with a notepad, I feel like if Grand Theft Auto 6 was like Vice City or San Andreas, in the sense that it was bookended, beginning to end, and then DLCs dropped few and far between to the point where we wanted them. You know what I mean? A year later, something added on to the game, and everybody was hype about it. And then you know what I mean? Like, instead of just every month bombarding us with all this stuff, if it was just back to, because it's like Grand Theft Auto 5 has the look and it's clean, and we know that it can do all this stuff, but it doesn't have to. Yeah. Like, once you get into like real estate and stocks, it's just like, I'm overwhelmed.
I agree. If it was just like a new story DLC that dropped, be like, hey, Lester has returned and now you have to do this. And then like you could have the option to do it solo or do it with a group online. But that's it. Not like all of these extra things being there, like you said, stocks, and then go on an arcade, go do universal import and exports, and then now you can go save the world and stop a whole apocalypse from happening. It's like, fuck, am I a superhero?
Bro, let me bust a mission, let me shoot at some niggas, and let me maybe be Walt Disney behind the scenes. I'm with that.
Maybe Walt Disney on the side?
Yeah.
Be Walt Disney. Kadeem, what you getting rid of?
I just wanted to go ahead and point something out about San Andreas that I did not like. That's not the game I'm choosing. I just have to point something out about San Andreas.
You will start off with negative.
Listen, man. I just had to put it out there. Y'all remember, of course, the beginning of the game when it was, of course, Grove Street versus was it Grape Street?
I remember the other one.
Yeah, the purple.
No, they were
the purple gang was.
Oh no, because they're
whatever that purple gang.
There's hogs on them.
I can't remember exactly who they were, but all I remember, obviously, I used to open up the map, right? In the beginning of the game, before Big Smoke and Ryder turn on you, right? You're able to go around and collect areas of the city. You would get in gang wars with the purple crew.
Ballers.
And you would take care.
The ballers.
The ballers. Thank you. The ballers. So you would go on their side and take their territory in certain areas, stuff like that, right? As soon as you got past that part with Big Smoke and Ryder, none of that mattered anymore. With all that work that I put in, did not matter. They took all of that away for whatever reason because the game was done.
No more.
Yeah,
bro, and that pissed me off because I spent so much time going around the city.
That's supposed to make you mad. You've been betrayed.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move. I just want to point that out. That's not the game I'm choosing. I hated that part about that game. I'm gonna go with 5 with you guys. I'm gonna go with 5, man. I hate that. I hate that it did not. The storyline was not improved. There's a lot of secrets and hidden things, and they just stopped because GTA Online was making so much money. They were just like, you know what? We're just gonna go directly with the online play. We're gonna drop DLCs like crazy on online and make all this money. I get it. As a business, makes sense. As for gamers that really like storylines and like, you know, the single player interaction, we're done.
Were there no DLCs attached to the single player? Were they all multiplayer?
No, sir.
No,
all multiplayer DLCs.
Yeah. You know what would be dope? And it's something Call of Duty did. I will give them credit for this. What would be dope if they dropped GTA 6 and then GTA Online, completely separate. So it's like, yo, you get the whole thing of just like if a San Andreas Vice City, and then that's it. And if you want an online, that's a completely separate game.
That would bomb. That would bomb nowadays because
why? Because that's what Call of Duty is doing.
Yeah, but they made it. They switched it up completely with Warzone. I feel like if you separated it, I feel like their storyline one would tank sales wise. It kind of has to be together.
Yeah, you got a point there, especially coming off of 5.
You know, all those people that are like, I don't play Call of Duty single player. I just jump right into multiplayer. And it's just like, fam, all of y'all?
Yeah, that's true. Be like, hey, nobody go buy the story?
Nobody. I like the story.
Nobody.
Tell me who these characters are that I am.
All of them writers just looking like this, just
like, you don't want to check it out a little bit? There's some.
Nah, we straight, bro.
But you'll laugh, you'll cry.
Like, dude, the guys from Transformers, like, we got a lot of celebrities we use to put in this. Like, no, don't need it.
We good.
Don't need it.
All right, so that was actually less painless than I thought. I mean, it's obvious that Vice City and San Andreas are like royalty, and they are hard to touch. They are hard to touch. So Grand Theft Auto 5 is a great game, but they were just against some giants.
Well, they're great references to look at. Like I said, like just off of what we named, that was a lot of stuff missing in GTA 5. So it's like even moving into GTA 6, these games still uphold so well to where you can go back, look at these, and pull a lot of stuff and bring it into this new version. Like I said, even in 3 and 4. You know, 4 had a shitty story and stuff like that, but it still had opportunities to be able to be used.
Yep.
Not to mention, I think it's funny though. GTA 4 actually got storyline DLC.
No one cares. No one cares.
Bro, okay.
I'm just letting you know. I never beat it. I never beat the regular story.
I get that. I'm just saying the reason why they probably didn't do DLC for GTA 5 because of how bad 4 did. Is all I'm saying. It was literally a victim of that.
If they got that character better in Narcos. I don't know if you guys remember when the Colombians.
Yes.
It was the Colombians or Cali? I forget. In one of those seasons, they sent that dude in the big puffer jacket to sell dope in New York. And it was kind of like that gritty scene where they were like underneath those bridges and stuff like that. That character was dope. And I feel like if it was more of a Narcos thing, I feel like they would have got it right. But I don't know.
Yeah.
His name was Nico Bellic.
Yeah. But even that, like you said, like the stuff he was doing, if he'd have come over here to do it, because he was like a Russian, like hitman or some stuff like that before, like a war vet. And so it's like, yo, if you'd have came back and he's doing that, but it's like, no, like you kept it too real. Like it's the immigrant that came over, like he's trying to help his family get their business, afoot and stuff, and then chaos ensues. It's like, I don't care enough about this dude's regular life for you to make a game out of
it. It was just very bland compared to like I said, culture. They didn't take advantage of the culture of New York the way that they took advantage of the culture of Miami and LA. I mean, they went all hard. Miami coke dealer, LA gangbanger. Like it was so on the just got that out of it, but then it was just like low key. I mean, immigrant in New York is also very, very on the nose too. So
true.
It was just
we just don't relate to that culture, and I don't think that the demographic for Grand Theft Auto period was looking for that.
Yeah,
we weren't looking for that in that video game, man. But I'm jumping into GTA 5 online. Just downloaded it, fully locked in, and now I'm excited to see exactly what is the big deal. Why is it such this mass following? Why is everyone in crews? Why are people uploading their own logos to their crew on the back of their jackets? Like, what is this shit that's going on here?
Played through single player?
I played the single player. I didn't beat the campaign when I originally played it, but now I'm jumping into online, so I just want to see what it's like.
I've never done Arcade Tokens gang on PlayStation Grand Theft Auto. Let's do this. And you know what? Just to throw this out there, Liberty City, if y'all making that, get you a Dominican named Sosa as the lead character for Liberty City. That would be much better.
I say we do a split screen first time where we're all babies online, multiplayer, figuring out how to find our way in the world.
Kadeem, can we do that?
You know we can.
Yes,
sir.
We're gonna. You got to do the first parts first. You got to do the race first. You got to do the race, be able to get like your essentials done. Then we can start because we can jump into missions, go do all kind of stuff. Kadeem, you too.
Yeah, no, I got
4 deep.
Don't worry, we'll do it.
We 4 deep. The token gang.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, I think that's I think we attacked this boss level pretty good. This was, like you said, this wasn't as difficult as I made it out to be. Definitely slayed this one, man. We all got high scores. So that is bringing us into this episode of the Arcade Tokens podcast. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the video version on our YouTube channel and the audio version on all streaming platforms for podcasts. Make sure you follow us on our personal Twitches. That is Patrick Cloud, Cleo Thomas, Will Farrow, and of course the Arcade Tokens as well. The subs are coming soon. The emotes are coming soon. Just wait on it. As always, we are the Arcade Tokens. I am the Anomaly, Will Farrow.
Cleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living.
Patrick Cloud.
And we will catch you next time.
Nice.